players are excited to be in this league. I think the coaches are. It's just a tremendous challenge. It's a great league, and you want to be in the best league you can be in, and this is, I believe, the best league.
Dick Cox, Cox Sports Broadcasting. Coach, you played a lot of the teams in the ACC, tournaments and non-conference, but talk about what it's like now when you're going to be competing against for a championship for the match.
You know, every year when you start out in your league, you're trying to win the league. That's what you're trying to do. We played a lot of these teams. Obviously, 6 or 7 of these teams are in the Big East, so we've got some familiarity with them and them with us. We played Duke, Carolina, Georgia Tech, and Virginia over the last few years in home. So, you know, it's not completely unfamiliar. And, you know, coaches and players adjust quickly. They'll get to know us. We'll get to know them. By the time the ACC league starts, we'll be ready to
go. Matt Park from Orange All Access. Coach, if I'm not mistaken, your last game as a player was against Duke. Can you draw a line from that in 66 to that game in February just sold out today, and then you could have another epic game with them this year?
Yeah, I think that, you know, I didn't want to remember that game. It didn't turn out the right way. But, you know, having the kind of interest that our fans have in Duke. I mean, Georgetown never sold out until the week before the game. I mean, that's first by a long ways. And I think Carolina will do the same thing. I think some of the other games will do the same thing. I don't think I've seen our fans this excited about basketball in years. And they've been, I mean, it's not like we have bad fans. They're just getting excited. They've been great. Second attendance in the country for the last 15 years, whatever it is. So, but it's nice to see that they've embraced this league. I think you have, to steal a quote from my good friend, that these games are going to be instant rivalries. You're going to have right away games that are big games, meaningful games, and you create rivalries immediately.
Coach Dan Tortora, DT Media, looking at who you just brought up, your good friend Mike Krzyzewski, what's it going to be like for you to have that opportunity to go up against him, and as we just talked about, have him in the Dome, and what it really means to know how successful you've both been?
You know, I've coached against really good friends a lot, and we just don't really look down. You know, when we play Duke, I'm concerned about his players, and he's concerned about my players and what they're doing. We're not doing much. We're just, we're not able to do a whole lot anymore. But, it's Duke is a great program, and it's a great challenge for us to play them, and we're excited about it. We want to be the best team, and, we want to play the best teams. That's how you get there.
All the way in the back.
Coach Nico in the back here. Obviously, just how exciting is it to have CJ back, especially with this new journey into a new conference, having some senior leadership, especially with him and Bai as well, of course.
I didn't really catch
I'll slow it. Yeah, just how nice it is to have senior leadership. You guys like CJ and
Right.
Bai heading into the new conference, especially.
Well, I think it's important. We try to develop players, and obviously you want to get a great player. You're going to lose some guys. That's just college basketball. But the key for us over the years is to have some senior leadership. And, we've got 2 great seniors, CJ Fair and Mike Hibb. They've been in all the big games, tournament games, NCAA finals. I mean, they've been there, and it's important to have that kind of leadership, particularly with the challenges of how good this league is going to be this year.
Coach Mark Watson again. Expectations this year after the Final Four last year, and in fact you're entering the conference with even more competition. The challenge of that, I guess, trying to do it against CJ Fair, setting goals and trying to finish the job this year. That's not easy.
Well, you want to be good every year, and you start out and you're playing. You want to be the best you can be, and that means, if you're anywhere in the top 30 teams in the country, you think you can get to the Final Four, and reality is you can't. That's the way college basketball is now. And things change. I mean, we lost 4 or 5 games during the year. I think people were hoping we were going to get into the tournament, win a game in the tournament. In fact, I think the notable expert picked us to lose to Montana. So, I mean, that's just the way basketball is. And if you're a good team, and you're going to go through some ups and downs. Everybody wants to be in a tough league and play great games, but they might win every game. Well, that's not the way it works. If you're in a great league and you play a tough schedule, you're going to lose. I mean, it's just we don't like to think about it, you don't plan about it, but it's how you come out, how you turn out as a team at the end of the year. And last year, even though we lost late, we got it together and went to New York, had a good tournament, and then we played great in the NCAA tournament, played our best basketball. So, I think that's really what you're trying to do, and everybody's trying to do that, and there's more of an opportunity now, if you do play well at the end of the year, to have success at the end of the year.
Coach, going from the Big East to the ACC, are you anticipating a big change in the style of play in this league?
Not really. I think style of play is so similar, and there's always going to be some differences in how people play. Some will press, some will play a little more aggressive man-to-man. Some will be fast break teams, will be teams that are patient, half-court teams. That's what you see every year. I mean, you play 13 non-conference games and you see 13 different teams. You're going to see different types of styles all the time in those games. And then in the conference, within the conference, you're going to have different styles. But at the end of the day, that's what the college basketball is. And coaches and players adjust pretty quickly to what they have to face. I mean, you get in the NCAA tournament at the end of the year, you're playing, hopefully we're going to play 4 or 5 games, 6 games, you're hoping that it'll all be all different kinds of teams. And by playing different kinds of teams during the year, that's what gets you ready to be a good tournament team, that you've seen different styles, so that when you get in that situation, you're ready for it, you're more prepared for it.
Coach, how do you evaluate the backcourt? You got a freshman point guard and then some questions at the 2-guard spot. Do you see Cooney play more or Biaget play more?
Really with our team this year, I think that's the first basketball question I've actually had. Took 7, 8 hours. We have a very experienced front line. I think it's a better front line than we had last year. I think we're better, we're more physical, we're a year older, got mostly the same guys. We have a couple of freshmen that can contribute on our front line. It's the deepest, best front line I think I've coached in maybe a long time. Let's put it that way. And our backcourt I think is talented, but it is very young, very inexperienced. I started 4 point guards, freshman point guards, since I've been the head coach at Syracuse. And I'm as comfortable with this point guard as any of the point guards I've started. I've had some pretty good ones. And I've had a couple sophomores that made All-American after not playing as freshmen, so they really were kind of freshmen. Sherman Douglas and Michael Carter. Tyler Ennis is good enough to play with those guys. That's good enough for me. I think that 2, we've got a lot of competition at that spot. But I think it's, when you're looking at 2 guys, Trevor Cooney's in his 3rd year, and Michael Benjay's in his 3rd year. And I think as freshmen, they probably would have been ready, maybe even the sophomores. But I think this year they're very well prepared to be ready to play. But that's the area that we have the most questions about in terms of our team. But with our front line, C.J. Fair and Mike Caden and those guys, they've all gotten better, and I think they'll be ready to go.
Last question.
Hi, Coach. Stephen Fonny from Channel 9 in Syracuse. Steve Donahue was just in here before you came in to speak. He said that this has the potential to be the best conference ever created. created with the addition of Syracuse, Notre Dame, and everything that's here. But would you agree with that?
You know, I don't usually like to make those statements. I mean, in the past, I've always said that the league that I was in was one of the best leagues. You know, I've always said that. I don't know if I've ever said it's the best league. I hope I may have used that word. You know, like one year we might have been, that we had 11 teams in the tournament. I think you could probably say that was the best league in the country. You know, certainly potentially this league has every chance to be the best basketball league ever. I think that's true. But I think, you know, I still kind of think, well, let's go out and improve it rather than talk about it. But certainly this league has that kind of potential.
Jim Boeheim.